segments of TV. So we're going to continue with the review of BKFC 60 out of Milton Keynes, the UK, which took place April the 6th there, which was the Saturday just gone. Moving on down the card, we're looking at Danny Christie's defence against David Round. He's defending his 185 title. And it was a very big statement from Christie, wasn't it? Let's have a quick listen to my predictions before we get into this. I said in my preview, Danny Christie, I think he's a bit of a slow starter. I think David Round's best opportunity to get Christie out of there is going to be in the first couple. I think once we get to the end of the first two, then it's the tide turns and it's Christie. So I'm going to go with Christie on this one. Okay, so right result. Didn't quite go down how I predicted, though, did it? Anybody notice any differences with Christie in this? I mean, I've looked at it. The only differences that I really can pick on, it was such a brief affair. There's very little to pick up on what happened in there. All happened prior to the first bell. It seemed to be a mindset thing for me. If you're looking at Christie, he just seemed to be in a little bit of a different zone, like he was priming himself ready for a fight, as opposed to in his previous performances. I really picked up on that. He looks a bit lackadaisical in there, prior to the first bell. And I'm wondering if that plays a part on the speed that he starts these fights. He really looked like he was priming himself for this one, which is very, very different to what we're used to seeing in the past. So I'm wondering, did that make all the difference? Certainly made me eat my words on him being a slow starter there. I mean, David Round, massive heart for getting up from those. Both the Welsh lads, haven't they? They've shown that they can certainly get up from quite a serious knockdown. And yeah, it was the right result. The ref did the right thing. And a very, very impressive statement from Danny Christie. So congratulations to Danny Christie on this one. I believe he's going to vacate the 185 now and step down to 175, which will be interesting. Going to send a few waves through the 175 division, see what happens in there. But yes, commiserations to David Round. Congratulations, Danny Christie.
That's class in defeat from David Round. Class in victory from Danny Christie.
And so on to the next fight on the card there. We're moving down to the featherweight title matchup. So this is the inaugural British featherweight title matchup between Ellis Shepherd and Gary Fox. A lot of you will know that I've been calling out for this fight for about a year. I thought this was a great fight. I thought you put it on any card, it's going to get fight of the night. We absolutely weren't disappointed at all. Let's have a quick listen to my predictions on this one. Shepherd, I think Ellis Shepherd is a better boxer. Foxy, I think he is very tough, and I think we know this isn't boxing. This is bare knuckle fighting. I think this can go all five, and I think Ellis can get his hand raised at the end of this if he fights intelligently. If Ellis doesn't fight intelligently, he'll get pulled in to a brawl with Fox, which will be, I would imagine this will be what Fox is going to try and do in this, just make it into a brawl. But Shepherd, he's a cleaner fighter. For me, he can outscore Fox and get his hand raised after 5 in this. And so, yeah, pretty much exactly what I had predicted happened in there. Ellis Shepherd was just too good a boxer for Gary Fox. It went all 5 and he got his hand raised at the end of it. So, I mean, Gary Fox, great efforts from him. There is no shame in a loss to a performance like Ellis Shepherd put on Saturday night. He was exceptional. And the biggest improvements I see within Shepherd, had Foxy come up against Ellis Shepherd 18 months ago, 2 years ago, it may have been a little bit of a different tale. I think there's massive improvements in Ellis Shepherd's composure. I think his calculation, his composure in there, there's a massive improvement there. It was really great to see. Ellis Shepherd, he could have backed off after 3, and kind of just made sure that he was scoring enough to coast in, but he didn't. He kept on taking it to Foxy, which was really impressive. He had everybody's heart racing on that, because you're wondering, is he going to throw this away? Is he going to make a mistake? And he kept on giving Foxy those chances. And by not backing off, and I thought that was very commendable of Ellis Shepherd. A really stand-up, respectable win. He could have backed off, and he didn't, right up until the final bell. Ellis Shepherd was there for the fight. He was just a far better boxer than Gary Fox, and a very, very much deserved win. Commiserations to Gary Fox. Excellent performance. Gary Fox will be back. And Ellis Shepherd, will wait and see where he goes from here. Both of these lads, like I've said before, the British lads have this 145 division strapped up as far as I'm concerned. So it would be good that they get their chance, to mix it with the Americans for the world title opportunities. Because I know, that any of the lads that I've put in the hat for the 145 division, any of them could dethrone the current world champion. But certainly Ellis Shepherd, how he's looking right now, exceptional. Very, very pleased with that performance. He will be very pleased with that performance, as most of us were. So congratulations to Ellis Shepherd. Really deserve it. Really deserve it win. Really happy for the lad.
In the red corner, Ellis the Grafter Shepherd.
Huge win here for Shepherd. He came in.